want to now read you Diary of Wimpy Kid Double Down. Part 16. Riley wanted to get started filming right then and there. But I told him we weren't doing anything without a script. So we went upstairs, turned on my computer, and got to work. Night of the Night, written by Greg Heffley, based on a concept by Greg Heffley. Riley said he wanted to write too, but I really didn't want to share credit on this thing since it was mine. So I told him he could do the storyboards, which are little drawings that show how each camera shot is supposed to look. I figured a good way to start the movie would be to show a married couple having an ordinary day before the worms started attacking. Evening. A man comes home from work in a good mood, whistling a cheering tune. He opens the side door and steps inside the kitchen. But I ran into a problem right away. I was planning on directing, and Riley was our only actor. That meant we couldn't really show two characters on the screen at the same time. The only problem was that I didn't want it to be too obvious that Riley was playing all the parts, or people might think our movie was low budget. So I have to get a little creative. Husband, hi dear. I am home from work. Wife, hello honey. I hope you don't mind if I don't turn around, but I am really concentrated on doing these dishes. That's okay, husband. That's okay. I am gonna go upstairs and take a shower. Wife, good. I can smell you from here. Laughs. I felt like there was already a little too much talking, so it was time to get on the action. Upstairs, bathroom. The man steps inside the shower and turns on the water on. Husband, oh man, this shower is gonna feel great. And my wife is right about me stinking. But then worms shoot out of the shower head. Husband, what the heck? This isn't water. It's worms. But these are no ordinary worms. They are man-eating night crawlers. Husband, oh great. These things are actually eating me. Worms come out of a man's eyes and nose. When Riley finished that last drawing, he was white as a ghost. But I reminded him the worms were just candy, and that calmed him down. Tremble. Back to the kitchen, the man ran into the room with a towel around his waist. Husband, honey, don't use the water. But it's too late. The woman is a scare. Now I really started to lose Riley. I had to remind him this was all make-believe, and he had a plastic scalp. And we had a plastic skeleton that we were gonna use for this seed. But he was practically hyperventilating. Wheeze. And I realized maybe this was a good place to add some comedy. So I put in a line of dialogue, and that brought Riley right back. Husband, well, I guess this means I'm single. Winks. Wink. After that was taken care of, it was back on the big action. And the next scene was a big one. The man looks outside the house. The house is totally surrounded by nightcrawlers. Husband, oh no, I'm surrounded. I better call the cops. The man puts the phone to his ear and dials 911. Husband, hello, this is the police. I'm calling to report wait, what the a worm crawls from the phone into the man's ear and out the other one. Husband, I dies. Spore. After I finished that scene, I realized this one was taking too much time. Plus, there were some scenes I hadn't figured out how to shoot yet, like the battle between the mayor and the 500-foot king Nightcrawler at the end of the movie. Since we weren't gonna get this whole thing done in one day, I decided we might as well get started and shoot the scene we just wrote. I found my parents' camcorder in Mom's closet, and luckily there was a film cartridge in the camera bag. We also borrowed some clothes from Dad's closet for Riley's first costume. And even though the pants were a little long, they more or less fit. We shot the opening scene, which took about 3 times longer than it should have because Riley had trouble remembering his lines. Hi dear, I am home for breakfast. To take a shower. Have you seen any worms? Dang. After that, it was time to film Riley as the guy's wife. Part 16 finished. Bye.